Hello and welcome to Dad Got This. Today, we're gonna find out what really grinds my gears. Today's video is kind of a little bit of a two-parter. We're gonna try out this grinder attachment for my Kitchenaid mixer, and then we're gonna smoke some burgers on the Ninja Woodfire Grill. Never done either. To start things off, this is not sponsored. I purchased this with my own money off of Amazon. It was about $40 or $50. I'll put the link down in the description. If it turns out to be any good, maybe you want to buy one, maybe not. I don't know. The last time I made a brisket, I trimmed off a lot of brisket. So I needed to do something with it, and I wanted to grind it up and make my own burgers. That way I can smoke my own burger to like 120-ish. Not really safest thing to cook store-bought ground beef to a medium rare, but if you grind your own meat, it's more safe. It's safer. So we're gonna do that. To do that, I have my brisket scraps that have been in the freezer for a little over an hour. And then I also already opened up this guy and I stuck all of the metal pieces that we're gonna use for grinding also in the freezer for a little while. You want these cold, so when you grind, it's gonna grind easier. That's what I've been told. I don't know, never done this. Let's get our meat. This should be everything we need. I have some fat and I got meat. I'm gonna shoot for like a 80-20 ratio. And then we got this sucker, which is like a puzzle that I have to figure out how to put together. I have heard mixed reviews on whether this is a good idea or I'm gonna ruin my mixer. Really hope I don't ruin my mixer. I kinda like this thing. All right, we take this guy out. There's a little screw here on your mixer. This guy comes out. That should be ready to accept our grindage attachment. Now make sure we have locked the mixer. We got a couple of different grind plates.
At this point, I had no idea what size die to use, so I had to look it up.
Coarse would be large. So I got the largest guy here. Okay, you get this piece in there. Then we're gonna go with this piece like that. Looks like it goes down and it snaps in kind of like that. And then your grind plate goes there and it's level. And then we should be able to spin this on there. This goes in here and there's a little section for it to attach to. We've done it. Bad. We're grinding, or grindable. We got this guy, you go on the top, and you got a pusher. Doesn't tell you what speed to do it on or anything else like that, so I didn't know. This choice brisket from when I made my last brisket on the channel. I separated pretty much the meat and fat. This meat has a little bit of fat on it. It's very cold, not quite frozen, but pretty cold, and apparently that's what you want. And then I have just some straight fat in case I want to add a little bit of extra fat to this mix. It says to cut your meat up into strips. I'm gonna start on like 2. That's ground beef. I'm excited.
You enjoying this video? Well, there's a few simple things you can do to help me out. 1, you could subscribe if you're not already. 2, you could give the video a like and hit that bell. All right?
All right, we'll fill this hopper up. Throw some of this fat in there. A little bit more burger meat. Okay, I'm going on the second setting. Let's give it a little bit more power. As that fat is a little harder, a little chunkier, more difficult to get through. This is working pretty well. That is a nice pebbly, ground beefy looking grind to it to me. Now I'm just kind of eyeballing my beef to fat mixture. I am so excited about this. It's gonna grind up the rest of this. It does not sound like the mixer is straining. Okay, I gummed it up what looks like to be too much fat. So don't load a whole lot of fat in there, just fat. Had some what looks to be very stringy fat. Keep that meat super cold. I think that was my problem. And don't try to just partially clear your grinder blade. Clear the whole dang thing. Make sure it's nice and clean. We're gonna see if we can get this last bit of meat to grind. Then we're done. That's it. The rest of this fat, we're gonna make tallow with. For never of using any kind of grinder, this seemed okay. I would say it did pretty good. I've got a nice pebbly grind to my beef. Let's get ready to make some burgers. It's burger time. Speaking of burger time, I had a game as a kid called Burger Time on my Intellivision. Did anyone else play that as a kid? I loved that game. When you are making a hamburger patty, one of the most important things is to not overwork the meat. You just want to form it. You don't want to compact it. When you compact it, you're going to get something that's going to end up tasting more like meatloaf than a burger. So you want to lightly work the meat. Don't overpress it. Don't crush it. You just want to do what you need to do to get it into a patty. I'm going to do kind of half pound patty, something like that, as big. So I'm just going to kind of continue to work it, get it to an even flatness. I think that's going to be good. I got my 2 patties. Time to season. I am just going to use salt and pepper. A little bit more salt. This is a thick burger. It can take it. We're going to go ahead and let these kind of chill here. Let the salt penetrate a little bit while we heat up the grill. For today, I'm going to be using my Smokin pecan pellets. I like these. They seem to give the most amount of flavor when I smoke something, and that's what I want. I want really, really smoky because that seems to be the point of this style burger. Give them the dad shake. That either compacts them, separates them, and gives a lot of air, or does nothing at all. I do it every time though. I feel like I get a better burn. Now, these pellets are kind of special. They aren't made from wood, they're made from pecan shells, and they just give a really unique flavor. I like them a lot. We're gonna set them to smoker, and we're gonna go all the way down to 220. I wanna keep the temperature really low so they can get as much time in there gathering smoke until they hit about 120 degrees Fahrenheit, or whatever that is in Celsius. I'll throw it up there. For today, I'm using the combination griddle and grill plate. Now, I'm doing this because I wanna be able to have a section for searing and a section for smoking. It works out really well. These are about 40 bucks from Ninja. It's like one of my favorite accessories. And that'll take a few minutes to ignite the pellets and get everything going. As you can see, we are super smoky, so it's time to throw these burgers in. I'm gonna use both of the probes and put one in each burger so we can double check, 100% check, make sure these only hit 120. 120 is the goal. All right, burger number 1. Right down the center. Now we gotta plug these in on the side over here. We shut the lid, and now let's set our probes in the Ninja Woodfire app. We're gonna set it to a thermometer cook. Beef 120. Both are set to 120. It'll let me know when to pull them off the smoker. In the meantime, we're gonna make a little bit of fixins and an awesome burger sauce, my favorite burger sauce. This burger sauce is super simple. You take equal part good old-fashioned ketchup, mayo, and some pickle juice. I'm using bread and butter pickles. 2 good spoonsful of that. Optionally, you can add in some sriracha. Now, I'm not gonna add mine in now because this is gonna be for the family later, and the kiddo, not a fan of sriracha, and just give it a mix. And now you have what my daughter calls sunny sauce, because the first time she had it was over at Magic Kingdom in the Starlight Cafe, and that's what they call it in there, sunny sauce for sunny eclipse. So that's what she will forever refer to this sauce as. Pardon the Sandhill cranes back there. They're going nuts. Yeah, they are. Woo! I don't know why. She just called him over and chased him away. What the heck? That was the weirdest thing. There's a Sandhill crane couple nesting behind me, and they get very loud like that. They sound like a velociraptor, but they do shift changes. And it was the guy's turn to come over, and she just chased him the hell away. Ethel, what did he do? We named him Fred and Ethel. That was crazy. I got a little bit of white onion here. That should be good for my onion. A little bit of fresh tomato. Pop those to the side. Wait for these burgers. Let's grab some buns. Well, that was fast. That seemed like it only took a few minutes. I'll put up how long it actually took up there, but that was quick. They've already cooled down a little bit. They look pretty good. They are juicy and ready to go. God, they're annoying. At this point, I'm gonna kick this thing onto high on the grill setting. We'll throw a sear on these, we'll toast off the buns, and we're ready to eat some burgers. We'll give that 5 minutes or so to heat up, and we'll get at it. For buns, I'm gonna use some brioche buns that I got from my local Sam's Club. These are really good, and you don't have to make them. I also got some rabbit food. I like a little bit of lettuce on my burger. While we wait, let me ask you something. Do you know how McDonald's prevents theft at their restaurants? With burger alarms. Let's go ahead and check it. We're at about 390 on the griddle section. That's gonna be perfect. Let's toast up our buns. I got a little bit of butter, because if you're gonna toast buns, you gotta do it with butter. We'll let those go for a little bit. That's what you're looking for. Nice little toast. Time for our burgers. Still some butter on there. Why not a little more butter? We got a little color on them. I don't want to take them too far past where they're cooked. So we're just gonna pull these guys off. Now it's time to assemble a burger. I go with a little bit of sauce on the bottom. Oh my gosh, I didn't put any cheese. We can't do that. I know I didn't specifically mention these were cheeseburgers, but every burger to me is a cheeseburger. All right, we're gonna go with that there. We'll give that a minute or two to melt the cheese, and then we can make a burger. Rookie move. And our burger. Fresh ground brisket, smoked to 120, seared. It's a little over because I think of my searing time and everything, but I'm so excited to try this. It's a good burger. It's a very good burger. For the sake of experimenting, try just the beef and the cheese. That's really good. The beef, the burger has a perfect consistency. You get that smokiness to it, perfectly seasoned. Now the question is, do I prefer this style burger or a smash burger? I'm still a smash burger guy. I love that super crispy crust you get on a smash burger. This has a smoky flavor, but in my opinion, it's not enough of a smoky flavor to lose that crust from the smash burger. What do you think? Are you a thick burger or a smash burger person? Let me know down in the comments. I mean, I'm not gonna not eat it. It's a good burger. Anything I use will be down in the description below. I'll throw a link to that grinder, the pellets, heck, the sriracha, whatever it is. Anything you use from those links are affiliate links and they help me out. I really do appreciate it. Speaking of helping me out, I also launched memberships on this channel. There's all kinds of benefits like producer credits, shout outs, get on my Christmas card list. That information is also in the description. I do have one more question for you. Do you know where hamburgers go dancing? To the meatball. Dad may tell very bad dad jokes and cook fantastic burgers, but Dad doesn't do outros. So that's it. Bye.